Hey guys, Zen here, and today we've got a quick video with 3 news updates for Rainbow Six Siege. Today we continue our Vlogmas grind with day 2, so without further ado, let's get into it. First up, we have a release date. So over on YouTube, the official Ubisoft account has a brand new banner up, and it essentially announces a December 11th release date. Now, a lot of people online have been speculating a December 4th release date because of an image within the PlayStation Store, and that was probably accurate before Ubisoft decided to revert the censorship in the game. One thing we may be able to learn from those screenshots is the potential end of this season. So in all the images posted online, it shows a March 11th end date for the DLC. Of course, we can't be sure of this, but something to note in case you didn't know. So December 11th, guys, that's the beginning of Operation Wind Bastion. Now, I realize there are many new players here on the channel, so I wanted to let you know exactly what to expect when the new season does release. So once the new season arrives, everyone will have access to the new Fortress map, the latest game updates and balancing, but only season pass holders will be able to use the new operators Nomad and Kayed. You'll still be able to play against them, and you'll obviously have them on your team, but unless you have a season pass, you won't be able to use them yourself until exactly 1 week after release. After a week, they'll cost 25,000 renown each. Now, if you're someone who only has enough renown for one operator, I'm gonna actually recommend Kayed. I think his Electric Claw gadget is pretty much always useful and also fairly easy to understand since now it shows you its exact radius. Nomad, on the other hand, I think will be a more fun operator to use this season, but I think her gadget will require a little more map knowledge, especially because it can also knock the attackers back if it's activated around them. So you've got to be careful when you use the air jab. Next up, I wanted to talk about the new evaluation period announcement. So for those who don't know, Ubisoft announced that they'll be introducing a new evaluation period for new operators in the Pro League. Essentially, this will be a time where for a few months after release, new operators won't be able to be used in the Pro League. Instead, they'll take the time to see how they impact the meta first and then introduce them later. I'm guessing this has a lot to do with Lion. As you guys know, Lion was recently completely pulled out of the Pro League pool of operators, not just a pick and ban situation. He was removed from play for pro players, but I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that Ubisoft didn't know how powerful he'd be at the highest level of play. I mean, when he was first released with Operation Chimera, he had a 100% pick rate, so basically there wasn't a round that went by without seeing Lion. So based on all that, this evaluation period is being put in place, but there's a pretty big downside to it in my opinion. We all know that the Pro League is a pretty big deal for this game. I mean, it's not everyone's cup of tea, but it puts the game on a massive stage and there's a constant growing audience for esports content. So it's a great place to promote new things and especially new operators. I also think it's a great time for the pros to show off some early strats and interesting plays with the new mechanics introduced to the game. Now, as far as balance, it does make sense. You don't want to force the pros who've been practicing for months and months to all of a sudden have to deal with brand new stuff at these huge competitions. But I'm just hoping that new content is still embraced in the upper leagues of play and it isn't resisted just because it's new. Our last update is a bit of a reminder. So now is your last chance to get your hands on the Grim Sky seasonal skins until they're gone. This is the usual with the end of a season, so if you want them, make sure you pick them up before they're gone. Also, Rainbow Six Siege turned 3 and they've been celebrating with community fan art, cosplays, and a lot more over on Twitter, which is also a great place for you to follow me if you haven't yet, at ZenFaro. But yeah, Siege turned 3 and our last player milestone was 40 million. I'm assuming the game has only continued to grow, so I'm looking forward to our next milestone of 50 million players, hopefully with the start of year 4. But that's everything, guys. There's some Rainbow Six news for your viewing pleasure. But I want to know, who are you picking up first, Kayed or Nomad? Let me know down below. If you did enjoy this video, please drop a like and subscribe with notifications if you're new. With that being said, it's been Zen. Hey, I'm out.